Now this is part 7 of my series where I condense all of the evidence and facts. Now I'll try and explain as logically as I can without having people ask me feedback questions and give me feedback as to why they don't believe me or why they think this is normal and everything like that. I have to try and understand why no one would give me time. I think people, as I've studied before, where I asked a couple people, so why aren't you watching my videos? Why, they say they only watched a couple minutes and thought I was schizophrenic. Well, you have to, I did not on purpose, but these videos are basically, you have to kind of watch the whole thing. And then you'll understand that this demonic stuff is real. Whether you're someone that wants to watch a thing about ghosts, or cryptids, or reptiles, or conspiracy theories, this one's actually real though. That's the thing. So let's go into it.
The reason I'm laughing is because I try and time out with dogs. They actually think I'm turning into a dog and the person controlling me because they don't believe, they don't understand how I see through time and space and predict everything that I do and talk about everything I do because they can see through my eyes and read my mind, and by that I mean it's like a disguise. That even aliens can't see how I do all this. A human who has
Now what I mean by that is that I brought up in other videos before where it appears as though I can communicate with license plates and some of the stuff around the store and always guess when there's going to be like a girl with red hair or a child or a dog when I say I, me, or Jesus, or them, and I can go more in depth on that, and don't click off, it's actually crazy. If you were to understand the psychological know-how and the actual intelligence it would take to do all this, it would make you wonder how I wouldn't be able to explain it more intelligently. But it's because it just sounds insane, but trust me, bear with me. Even if part of me is crazy, which it's not, the other stuff I'm talking about is not crazy, and is very, very real. I will have to do a condensed video of my condensed videos also.
technology to read my mind. I wouldn't even know how to do this, how I'm doing this. They'd probably see what's now. Like sneakers right here. I saw literally blankets and like towels and a couple other stuff placed in the oven. Milk in the freezer. Stuff that's just not normal. Then what's that girl doing? Placing a banana up there, but she's not. She's trying to reach for something.
So a girl with like reddish hair. I know it looks brown, but they started dyeing their hair like slightly red, bright red, strawberry red, all sorts of stuff all over. And they knew I'd be walking around that aisle. So they had a girl with a banana just to, just to make me think of sex, just to be strange, just to get me, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like they just do this stuff. Now, I'm studying them at the same time as filming them and recording them and reporting them, and it's like I consider it my job. Like my other video where the license plate said job next to the other license plate that said job, and then the license plate said Jesus Christ, and then the other license plate that I saw driving by, it said Jesus Christ on it. I drove over to the car where it parked, and the other license plate right behind it, 180 degrees back, said I'm, and then I looked forward and the license plate said JC, and the sign next to it said Divine Savior. And the way I took it was, it's my job to say that I'm Jesus Christ. And there's a bunch of license plates around here that say CSI and NCS and CIS and NSA, and I've seen 2 that say 007 on it. I mean, would you not think these are signs from God? Would you not think that? I mean, I know they are, but would you not believe? So, trust me, have faith in me, that this is all real.
The strange stuff. I mean, honestly, I think it's not smart, but they know. They're trying to make it look like this stuff is normal, which is not. And there's a blind girl who keep walking around. They want me. I'm making them feel completely blind, believe it or not. So they want me to think I'm a blind person to not realize I'm in hell. You should see the other video where I'm not in hell, obviously. And they want that girl who said, "You're already in hell." I said, "You're gonna go to hell," because she was like, "Yeah, I know Jesus." And I said, "Oh, Jesus is my best friend." I'm like, "Dude, you know you're talking to me. I'm literally Jesus Christ, and you know it's me." It's absurd how dumb and mentally challenged they actually think Jesus Christ would be. And now they're walking around with a blind girl. I think that this was like the 3rd or 4th time I see her. It's not seen her. That's a Satan. That's one of the people.
Now, this is one of those things where they're actually terrified of me. But it's hard for people to understand how are they laughing, and so that they are the most manipulative, conniving people in the entire universe. That if there's one thing, the only thing that probably really a genius at is they know how to blend in with humanity. They know how to appear genius when they're really not. To me, I consider them giant ogres with weapons and technology. I can go into further how they're like idiot savants, where it means you're like half mentally challenged and half a genius. That's like what they are.
Believe it or not, I just said fake laugh if you're Jesus. They actually do it because they think eventually one day they'll believe it. They think I'll.
Now, this is what I talk about. They talk to my internal stimuli. And if I was in a room surrounded by a bunch of these people, I'll do a video soon where I like go into a restaurant and I'll have it on video where it appears as though they're talking to me. I'll be talking to you in the camera, and it'll appear as though they're talking to me.
Believe that they're Jesus. I timed out to the baby, right? I'm saying I know it sounds crazy and insane, but if you watch my other videos, you understand what I mean. And they put Ajax here, so they think of AJ. And I can prove that.
Now I can prove who AJ is. AJ is actually someone who Hayden Lonsdale used to live with, and now she changed her name on Facebook to Hayden Lonsdale, and she is a smaller girl that's about 12 years old that identifies as a man or a boy, and she's like a furry. Like, they literally picked I don't know, I'd say the worst time to do something like that, because it'd obviously get them caught. Because you don't think that's crazy? Now I told you, I'm the real life Jesus Christ, and I took over this body, and I'm looking for someone who could believe in science fiction, conspiracy theories, ghosts, cryptids, anything. Even if you want to think I'm crazy and schizophrenic, the other stuff I'm saying isn't. Imagine if you thought that people wanted you to be a little girl and a dog, and all of a sudden you notice that there's someone on Facebook that's a little girl and they took your name. Wouldn't it creep you out? And all of a sudden around you, there's a bunch of books and movies that all insinuate a little girl or a dog? That wouldn't, like, freak you out at all? I mean, I think any human going through what I'm going through would be freaking out, reporting it to the police, and the police would just say, well, I don't know, what are we going to do about it? Imagine it's like, well, we had people on camera and they were placing stuff around the store, but that's not illegal. It's not illegal what they're doing to me.
Like I said, they want me to be a girl. They also, there's a cactus here, some strange stuff, because they're getting intimidated, because they're thinking, oh my god, he proved that there's a bunch of people doing weird stuff all over the store, and now they're not doing weird stuff all over the store anymore at all. And that's exactly what I want to do. It's like blackmail. If they put stuff all over the store now, it'll be more of it. If they stop, it'll be even more.
Now, this was my process in which I was blackmailing them, where I basically said, if you guys stop doing all the stuff you do around the stores with your activities, when you lie to me, manipulate me, and try and psychologically torture me, if you guys stop doing all that, it'll be apparent on the cameras when I talk to the government, and on my camera, that this was all of you guys working in tandem with common themes, and it will obviously be tied to you doing that to me. If you guys stop, it'll be so obvious that you guys might as well just keep doing it and give me evidence. It was like a win-win situation for me and a lose-lose for them, because if they stopped, which I knew they would, then it would be obvious that they were stopping because I was filming them. If they didn't stop, which I also planned for, then I'd be able to keep recording them and filming them. So I am literally in the process of blackmailing the actual real Illuminati. I mean, does this not sound crazy to anyone? That I'm literally blackmailing the Illuminati, and now they don't know what to do, because the video in which I stated where the blackmailing worked and the stores went from 80% abnormal to like 20% down to like 0%. And I was like, well, it's really obvious now that someone was doing something to the stores, because it's not normal to be all displaced like this. Even if it was, milk in the freezer, there was socks, and all these weird stuff, and all the signs and movies are misplaced in a way that all relate to me, when I told you other stuff where, it's just crazy. All of a sudden, me seeing people with red hair everywhere, that's not normal.
Evidence, like nurses' outfits, like subliminal messaging. If you want me to think like mental hospital, there's nurses, there's supposed to be nurses, but it's like, really? That many? They make it match up too much. I talked about the guy where the guy that talked about praying to Satan but said he was Jewish, but also said he doesn't believe in baby Jesus. And I told you that there's a bunch of people that try to look at beards around me.
Like I said, a bunch of people try to insinuate, like they'll put people with big beards around me. One time I was at where that girl was stalking me, there was a guy with a big beard and he had a kid named Aiden. They wanted me to think that I was their kid, and the kid was like 5. Like, they're not even good at lying. And I need another, well, not another, I mean, I would consider myself human since I identify as a human, but I'm Jesus. I need a literal, real human. not just someone in a human body, someone who isn't a demon monster, to actually truly have faith in me, or at the very least believe in what I'm saying, even if you don't want to believe I'm Jesus.